This is Jared, and today we're going to be doing another hymn history video. This time on the very popular hymn, Jesus Paid It All. Let's get to it. Alright, this one's a winner. We're geared up, ready to go. We're having a great day here on this channel, and I hope that if you enjoy this video that you consider giving it a like, and if you've seen a couple of videos before now, you consider subscribing for more content just like this. But for now, we're going to get into my favorite thing to do on this channel, hymn histories. I think it's so important for us to go back and to recognize that the music that we sing has purpose, it has a heritage, and for us to understand that heritage so that we can better sing the hymns. Right? The words that we sing are important and they mean something. So let's get back to that heritage, to that history, and learn a little bit about this hymn today, Jesus Paid It All. It also goes by another name, I Hear the Savior Say, but almost no one uses that. Usually we refer to it by its refrain title. And of course, we won't get into that, but we will get into the history behind this hymn. So let's do that. A 45-year-old Elvina Hall in a Methodist church in Baltimore was listening dutifully to the Word on a given Sunday at worship when she had an epiphany, either after listening to the anthem, maybe singing in the anthem because I think she was part of the choir, but she had this thing that she had burning inside of her that she had to write down. So she opens up the hymnal nearest to her and she scribbles this on the leaflet on the inside, these words to this hymn. As the sermon wraps up and the service wraps up, she takes those scribbled words to her pastor. He reads them, he loves them, and he thinks, this is really good. You know what I think would go really well with this text? A tune that our organist gave us not too long ago. So, this pastor in a Methodist church in Baltimore pairs the words of Elvina Hall to the tune by a man named John Grape. He was the organist at the same church, and he had written the music separately, but just seemed to fit really well. Let me check my notes here. It was called All to Christ was the tune. And of course, this tune is exclusively paired to this text, Jesus Paid It All. And it always has been, probably always will be, because it was such a beautiful thing that separately, you talk about providence, that God gave these two individuals at the same place, at almost the same time, a perfect pairing for this awesome hymn to be created. Let's listen to the text here. Just a caveat, the text had originally 5 stanzas, but I think most hymnals condense it to 4. That's the normal. And the weird thing is they don't even choose the same 4. It's really weird, but it's so strange that both Elvina Hall and John Grape were at a Methodist church. However, in our copy, this is crazy, in our copy of the 1989 UMH, the United Methodist Hymnal, this text doesn't appear. This tune doesn't appear. Usually we think of this text and tune, Jesus Paid It All, as a Baptist tune and text, but in reality it was written by 2 Methodists and was combined, the tune and the text, by a Methodist pastor. Like, it's crazy to me that we don't have it. So I'm going to refer to a different hymnal when I read these texts. Let's listen to the words that Elvina Hall penned so long ago. I hear the Savior say, thy strength indeed is small. Child of weakness, watch and pray. Find in me thine all in all. The refrain, Jesus paid it all to him I owe. Sin had left a crimson stain, he washed it white as snow. Lord, now indeed I find thy power and thine alone can change the leper's spots and melt the heart of stone. Verse 3. For nothing good have I whereby thy grace to claim. I'll wash my garments white in the blood of Calvary's Lamb. Verse 4, and when before the throne I stand in him complete, Jesus died my soul to save, my lips shall still repeat. So isn't that text just absolutely beautiful? Usually we think of this as a Lenten or Holy Week text because of the emphasis on Jesus' sacrifice and especially the imagery of the cross, which is why I think it gravitates more towards Baptist hymnody and heritage, although we talked about its true heritage as being Methodist. But it's so interesting the way that it has so firmly linked itself to Holy Week and Lent. But I think it's also accessible for events like, or the sacrament of communion. I think it would be great as a pairing for a communion celebration on a given Sunday. So there it is. Jesus paid it all. What a beautiful text. Written in ... 1865. Isn't that awesome? So go in the peace of Christ with the knowledge that Jesus has paid it all. And I hope that you enjoyed this hymn history. Thanks for tuning in and watching. And check out the other hymn history videos if you haven't already. I've done several in the past. Maybe I'll link them in the description below. But share this if you would, please. It would mean a lot to me if you shared this hymn history with a friend, maybe somebody who likes history of hymns, who sits next to you at church, or a friend that you've known for a long time that you think would appreciate something like this. Anyway, I very much appreciate you taking your time and learning the history behind our great hymns. And, as always, go in peace.